Hey everybody, it's Carm Capriato. It's aftermarketweekly.com. We're live. It's a Tuesday at 12 noon, and my friend Tom Ham isn't here with me. Oh my God, this is my first solo run with aftermarketweekly.com. And I just hope I live up to Tom's expectations. I really do. So glad to have you here. It's the fastest 25 minutes for automotive aftermarket fun and excitement. It's a whole bunch of really neat things that we seem to talk about each week. And don't forget, at about 17 or 18 minutes after the hour, we're going to have a shop tour. And we're going to Marathon Automotive in Traverse City, Michigan. And we're going to have a tour with owner Ross Schofield. So we're really, really excited about that. Hey, I want to make a really quick mention to everyone about the importance of what's going on with the Apex Awards. If you want to consider your shop as the shop of the year, or you want to have the honor a technician of the year or service advisor of the year, we'd sure love. I know Apex would love to consider your application. Go to aapexshow.com/service awards. The deadline is July 31st. Hey, now don't forget, if you would love to have a tour of your shop, please contact me, Carm at Remarkable Results .biz. Well, that's the podcast number, or Carm at aftermarketweekly.com. I'm so confused. I've got so many darn emails going through the top of my head. So what else can I say? Yeah, Tom's under the weather today, so really, really miss Tom from Automotive Management Network. And of course, I reside in your ear as the premier podcast host at Remarkable Results .biz, Remarkable Results Radio podcast. Hope I can live up to Tom's the pressure that Tom put on me to get the show done solo. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I'll keep an eye on some of the Facebook comments. Please share this with your friends. We're in our 11th week of this. We so much love to do this, and we're having so much fun and awful lot of great recognition for it. So let's do some trends right now. Let's talk about a trending topic. The top 10 automotive industry trends and innovations 2020 and beyond. This data comes to us from Start US Insights. And number one, and I'm sure you're not going to be surprised by it, is autonomous vehicles. You know, we have so known throughout our entire, last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, the impact that autonomous vehicles are going to have. I do believe it's going to be a little further out than we expect, but the things that we're learning and the technology that we're using to build autonomous vehicles is, and I think in our lifetime, we're going to see this stuff. I know we may not see this for another, and again, it depends on who you talk to, that it'll be as soon as 5 years from now, or 10 or 12, where we're going to have these cars driving by themselves. Connectivity, let's talk about that for a moment. Nowadays, vehicles come with a tamper-proof digital identity, and that differentiates them from other vehicles in their own network. This enables easy tracking of vehicular data and from other vehicles in their network, and they they have a chance to collect, you know, information about insurance, driver safety, predictive maintenance. Love this whole predictive maintenance thing because the data is there to know it. And also, can you imagine, based on the connectivity, and we know that's important, and it's actually going on today for fleet maintenance, to share all kinds of great data. Electrification is the next one. For greater adoption, EVs need to address issues as high price, poor battery, inadequate charging infrastructure, fleet electrification, as well as renewable energy-based charging grids. Now, I'm going to talk about batteries here in just a few moments, so don't go away because you've got to hear this battery segment that I have for you. Shared mobility is the next one on the list. And oh, by the way, these are in order of the impact that this company, Start US Insights, came up with. With connected vehicles, new business models have come up that focus on shared mobility as an alternative to traditional vehicle ownership. I find this fascinating. This enables mobility as a service, MaaS, and discourages unused vehicles that are out there. So we talked about that it's possible that one day I'm going to put my car up on the block for rental. Why not? Why not? Why is it sitting in my garage for 70% of its use if I'm not a big commuter? AI, artificial intelligence. I have to tell you something. I'm so impressed with AI. I think AI is one of the cutting edge things I really want to pay a lot of attention to. Machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, these robotic automations within the automotive industry. Self-driving cars. AI is going to have a big impact on that. We've had people on the show that talked about what they actually saw in certain labs and the experiments that they've done on how AI is such a great impact. Um, it's AI also finds applications in automotive manufacturing where it accelerates the rate of production and helps reduce cost. And the scary part, if you're into science fiction movies, man, do they have fun talking about AI there, huh? Human machine interface as self driving cars and connected cars transform the automotive landscape. It will fundamentally change how drivers interact with vehicles. A human machine interfaces, they're going to call that HMI, another acronym we need to know. It uses voice based or haptic feedback to operate vehicles. Hell, you can talk into a remote today and get your favorite TV channel. Why not talk to your car and have it do what you want it to do? And it expands the scope of how and what aspects of a car that users can control, and consequently, such interfaces make the driving experience safer and even possibly more enjoyable. Now, the next one is the Internet of Things, IoT, in the automotive industry. IoT enables secure communication between vehicles as well as vehicles and infrastructure components. The technology improves road safety, solves traffic congestion, it reduces pollution and energy expenditure with better fleet maintenance. Startups and emerging companies develop advanced sensing technology to gather more data about the vehicle as well as to understand its surroundings. I find IoT fascinating. The fact that the vehicle is going to communicate with other vehicles, stop signs, road signs, bus stops, people, even people, as the person is walking along a highway with their smartphone on. And of course, I think the final two that I had on the list was blockchain and 3D printing. Blockchain, I think, is going to be an interesting part of the connectivity piece. And 3D printing, I'm really amazed about 3D printing. I don't know about you, but who one day is going to have that 3D printer in their shop and you need a plastic part, a metal part, some kind of part that will allow you to print and just fix the vehicle. So that's really, really interesting. So thank you for listening to my trends thing in my trends piece today here on aftermarketweekly.com. Hey, we'll need to keep our eye now on something else that I think is important. So let's do the survey. The survey data comes from aftermarketweekly.com, Tom's great website with 14,000 members. And you go to the homepage and there's all the surveys. And I pulled one today that I want to really talk about. And I think this is a this is a survey I'm not surprised about, but I think it needs to be discussed, and maybe not in the proper times that we have to do it today. If you're a technician, here's the survey. If you're a technician and you quit a technician job, what were the main reasons that you quit? And selecting three reasons. Everyone had a chance to select three reasons. Look down this list. If you're watching us in Facebook and on our site, on YouTube, and you have access to make comments, I would love. Hey, Bill. Good day, everyone. From Bill, I would love to hear from you if you agree or disagree with any of these. The number one answer that came out of the survey was that the pay was too low. We talked about this on the show before countless. Listen, I got 800 episodes in. We've had this discussion. We've got a couple of great episodes on how we pay our technicians $100,000, a package a year. And there's a lot of guys out there and ladies doing it, and a lot earning. It doesn't come from here's the paycheck, here's the cash without any kind of productivity issues and performance training incentives, but it's all there. But one of the reasons that people are leaving shops is the pay is too low. The next one was the employer dishonesty. That just goes back to the whole ethics and reputation that we have in our industry, employer dishonesty. Yes, you should leave if you can't have an honest and open relationship where you work. Unfair pay system goes, I think that connects with the pay too low, and that is something I don't think anyone can immediately create an unfair pay system without having a coach and a peer group and discussing things and actually sitting down with your own people. Labor times are too low was the next one that came in at like 27% of the answers. Employer or other employees are hard to work with. That's a cultural piece. We talk so much about culture on the podcast. You the team dynamic is one of the most critical pieces of putting great work together and building a wonderful customer experience from the outside. Remember, you as an owner have internal customers and external customers, and people have to be happy and they have to know and learn how to work together. The next one was no opportunity for advancement. Let me tell you what I think about that. If you're not sitting down with your people every quarter and saying how's your life, what's going on, how are things here at work, any ideas on how to improve, where do you want to grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up someday? I've always said that to people that I work with. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I say that still to myself at the age that I am, because I'm not done learning and I'm not done growing. So I think one of the things that's important is to find out what's going on with people. Do they want to own a shop? Do they want to be a service advisor? Do they want to be lead technician? Do they want to be shop manager? If you can't ask those questions, well, you need to ask those questions and you need to react to the answers. What are the answers going to be? And can you help that person? And so if they leave because there's no advancement opportunity and that's where they wanted to get, help them find that opportunity. Stress level is too high was the next one. And, we understand, we know about that. Benefits are insufficient. Wow. Everybody is so worried about building a stronger, more profitable business so that they can get benefits paid, even if it's shared amongst the team. And hopefully one day that benefit insufficient number, that percentage will drop. And then finally on the survey, and there were a ton more reasons in the survey, but I think I only took the top 10. Ethical standards were too low. And even though that was the 10th on my list, it was kind of in the middle of the pack. Ethical standards are too low. Well, I have to tell you, man, that shouldn't even be on the list. But those are some of the problems we have in our industry. So thank you to Automotive Management Network and Tom Ham for that survey. Thank you so much. Let's go on to technology. You know what? I think I'm running a little, behind. We have this clock that we manage over here. I'll try to be quick on this one. Battery breakthroughs to give. This is a technology piece. Thank you, Tech Talk. Thanks, Rick, for that. A battery breakthrough to give flight to electric aircraft and boost long-range electric cars. Okay, this is a crazy picture that was in the article, and so I'm gonna do this quickly for you. New battery technology developed at Berkeley Lab should give flight to electric aircraft and supercharge safe long-range electric vehicles. Big breakthrough. We've been talking about it, and anyone who's in the industry realizes that the miles you can go on a charge for your vehicle have everything to do with is someone going to buy an EV and how quickly are they going to be able to recharge. Now, researchers at the Department of Energy's Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, in collaboration with Carnegie Mellon, they've reported in the journal Nature Materials a new class of soft solid electrolytes. They're made from both polymers and ceramics that suppress dendrites in the early nucleation stage before they can propagate and cause the battery to fail. Wow, those were like $20 words that I just amazing. Because the electrolyte remains as flexible, soft, solid material, battery manufacturers will be able to manufacture rolls of lithium foils with the electrolyte as a laminate between the anode and the battery separator. And what they're really saying here, and the reason that I'm covering this, is that we need to keep ourselves on the cutting edge of EVs and batteries. It's going to be important to us someday. the internal combustion engine isn't going away, but there's so much push and technology going on with batteries that one day when they get this battery that's going to go 400 or 500 miles and it won't take too long to recharge, it's EVs are going to be a serious contender, and no doubt they'll be in our future. And who knows how many of us are going to be around? Maybe the young 20, 30 something technicians will be dealing with that, but it's something we have to pay attention to. I've done a great podcast with Derek Kaufman. It was episode 529 on EVs. If you've not listened to episode 529, you owe yourself to do that. So now let me see. Let's run into money. I may have caught myself up a little bit. Money, our money thing. A new Prime America study, get this, finds that 86% of middle income households have been financially impacted bad by the coronavirus pandemic. Uh, there's it's something that I think we all should worry about. As an industry, we were essential. And boy, what a break. We had a place to go to work. Yeah, we had to lay some people off. Yeah, it wasn't 100% perfect. The people that I talk to each and every day inside the industry are faring well. A lot of people aren't. A lot of, the healthcare workers are working, yet they're putting their lives on the front lines. But there's many, 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 many people because of the resurgence in COVID. They're not working. They're about to lose their businesses, and I'm very concerned. So here's a really cool stat about the fact of the financial pressure that's going on with our citizens. Of the 86% of middle income households that said they have been financially impacted by the pandemic in at least some way, a majority, 54%, are reassessing how they approach managing their money. Younger respondents and those who feel less secure in their jobs are the most likely to say that they are now thinking differently about their money management. Majority are concerned about having enough money for basic necessities by 2021. So I'm extremely concerned about that. And I got a feeling, everyone, and I'm going to put this entire thing on hold, is that um, our shop tour is not here and ready. And I'm going to have to, hang on one second, everyone. I am going to, sorry for this sloppiness right here, everyone, but I think the link that we have for Ross is the link we have for Ross that we tested this morning is the link he's trying to come in on for the shop tour. So I just emailed Ross the right link for today. And so, Carm, I think your mic isn't working properly. You're coming through less than clear. Okay. I just saw that. So if that's the case, um, interesting, Bill. I'm sorry, but it looks like everything's working right at my end. Okay. So interesting couple of problems here that we may have. Okay. So, hey, John, nice to see you, John. So, anyway, I'm going to hope that we get Ross here in a minute. It is time to do his shop tour. And while we were talking about that financial piece, I'd like to put up a graphic here. We had a financial help for your team Town Hall Academy maybe about 4 weeks ago now. Town Hall Academy 177. It was really phenomenal. We had Daniel Bowman on. Um, we had Dave Martin. We had Frank Scandura, and we had Drew Horton, technician at Daniel Bowman's place, who went through Dave Ramsey class, and of course Dave Martin and Frank Scandura know a lot about it. And this whole issue of trying to help, Rick, you can take that down now. That whole issue of how we manage helping our people, living paycheck to paycheck is what that episode is about. So please, you may want to watch this and then sit down with your team at lunchtime to do this. Um, so we don't have Ross yet, and so I am going to let me see. Can I do a perfect backpedal here? How is it that I actually have to survive this while we're waiting for Ross to come in? Um, you know what I think I'll do, Rick, is I think while I'm filling in time and waiting for Ross, I send him a new email link. Is let's do the trivia and stats. Okay, while we're waiting for Ross to come in, we tested it just so that everyone knows, because I'm as transparent as I could possibly get. We test our shop tour before we do it live, and we always give a different test link, and it's very possible that Ross was using the link from earlier today that we tested. So I just sent him a new one, and this would be so hopefully I see him pop in here. Anyway, let's do a piece of trivia. We'll do one of our ending formats here while we wait for Ross to come on board. Austrian Carl Benz, did you know, invented the first true automobile in 1886? Did you know that? 1886. Carl Benz. It was powered by an internal combustion uh, engine and had three wheels. Any previous attempts to invent cars used steam power and didn't have much success. And then, of course, in 1908, the precursor to the assembly line thing, the Ford Model T was the world's first car produced by an assembly line. The great leap in technology made that car much cheaper to manufacture and therefore more widely affordable. Its 20 horsepower petrol engine could reach speeds of 45 miles an hour, which was still slower than the galloping horses of the day. And if you wanted it in blue, you accepted black because black was the color that they made. And then finally, in 1930, the first car radio was created in monophonic AM frequency. In 1930, for the first time, driving could be set to music. Isn't it great to drive to music? And 22 years after that time, before the first radio capable of receiving FM frequency was added to the car, and in about 2014, Wi-Fi technology could turn your car into a traveling 4G route, enable passenger car to connect their smart devices to the internet. Well, I am miffed right now that we don't have Ross up here for our shop tour, and I would absolutely continue to wait on him to come by. I offer apologies to you. I am not asking you to hang out if you don't have to, because of course, every one of the town hall or every one of the aftermarket weekly shows is put up on our website, and it's a YouTube channel, and you could watch it on my website. You could watch it on Tom's website. The entire catalog of the last 10 weeks and continuing each and every week is at aftermarketweekly.com. You could watch all of them. Excellent, excellent stuff, and a shop tour with each of them. And hopefully this week we will have a shop tour for you. And I just don't understand why Ross isn't here. We recently sent him something, and hopefully he shows up here in a second. One of the things that I wanted to mention, if you'd love to come on and do a shop tour, Carm at aftermarketweekly.com. If you've got an idea for a topic that maybe we want to cover, please reach out to us. Same thing. Everyone knows so many people know our emails, both Tom and I, and if not, Carm at aftermarketweekly.com. Love to have you be a sponsor of the show. And if you have any road trip photos, we'd love to see some road trips. Hello, John Cooper. Thank you, Don Krieger, for hanging out, and for so many other people that haven't done anything in the comments section. And I would love to, hate to be live and sloppy, but I'm going to go out and see if anything has happened here with email from Ross, and I don't have him here at all. And it's terrible to think that we're going to be minus a shop tour today, everyone. We will absolutely, positively make this up to you. We could have had a glitch at Ross's end. Uh, thanks, Kim. I'm pulling in time, and but I haven't seen Ross. We're kind of at our 25-minute mark, and son of a gun, everyone. There's always a first for everything. So here's the first time. Tom's under the weather. He couldn't be here, and I can't even do our famed shop tour. So I'm going to have to reach out to Ross, and we may just have to reschedule him here in the next week or two. But look, I hope that the things we talked about today will impact your thinking and give you some great insights to think about. That's the reason you hang out with us each and every Tuesday at noon, because we've got a great, fun, and informative automotive aftermarket weekly magazine show, and hopefully my partner will be back with us next week. Thanks a lot, and we'll make up that shop tour to you for sure next.